When I arrived here in FLL a little more than 2 years ago, I wasn't sure exactly what the future would hold in terms of the airport, but I knew one thing. I knew that this was an airport that was going to be growing, it was going to be expanding. It was wildly popular with the patrons that used it, and also becoming more and more popular for those patrons that use some of the other nearby airports. We have invested heavily in FLL over the course of the last several years. We believe that we are an airport of choice for South Florida. We need to provide the ultimate in guest experience. Great air service portfolio, great amenities and facilities to go along with it. So there were very conscious decisions made years ago to invest heavily in our terminal infrastructure, in the runway, and we're moving on now to even beyond what you see in FLL today to what the next vision is going to be for our airport. Southwest acted as our partner to actually construct not only the new concourse that we sit in here today, Concourse A 5-gate terminal facility, international gates. All told, Southwest portion of the project was about $333 million worth of investment. And they are now moving into this facility in a big way. When I arrived here, they were at about 50-55 flights a day. At last check, they were up near 90 flights a day, and much of that is international growth. The senior leadership from the Southwest team has been saying repeatedly, in fact, they've even put it in writing, that Fort Lauderdale-Hollywood International is going to be their largest international gateway in their system. Our largest segment of growth that's been occurring in our phenomenal growth rate has really been international growth, opening up new markets, not just to Latin, Caribbean, South American, but also abroad to Europe, Scandinavia, and the Middle East. Within my first 30 days arriving here at FLL, brought everybody together and said, you know, what we have is good and there's better on the way, but sometimes better doesn't even exactly describe what I would love to see for this airport, which is truly great. Our friends here with Host and with Hudson in Terminals 1, Terminals 2, at the same time, Delaware North and Paradise Lagardère in Terminals 3 and 4 are all committed to working with me to be able to provide that truly exceptional experience. You're seeing some of it in Concourse A in Terminal 1. We're also seeing an uptick in the revenue per enplanement, which is telling us that, hey, you know, what you had before, provide more of it. Now we're actually starting to see revenue per enplanement climb as newer offerings are coming available. In our program, we strive for a great mix of both national, well-known brands, as well as the local flavor, if you will. As you traverse through either Terminal 1 or Terminal 4, you'll come across great restaurants that reflect the ethnicity and the desires of some of the local cuisine. And you know, here we might talk about having La Familia right behind us. When you get into Terminal 1 in the BC connector, we just opened up Jimmy Buffett's Air Margaritaville, great party atmosphere. If you go over to Terminal 4, you'll find great themes, Casavana with a great Cuban theme, as well as Café Calique, another Caribbean theme. But you'll also see great shops that you might find in any big airport, some of what our passengers are looking for. So whether it's Harley-Davidson stores, where you can go in and buy great apparel, candy stores, you'll see Sweet Indulgence, and soon you'll see Dillon's, Starbucks, and big nationally, not only well-known brands, but brands that our patrons are looking for when they go from airport to airport to airport. We are pumping a lot of people through this facility, and I think that's catching a lot of people by surprise. We increased our passengers annually by 9 million passengers in the last 4 years, skyrocketing up to the 19th busiest airport in the country. Our terminal facilities were lagging behind a little bit, but the space in which we can actually construct new facilities is finite. We sit on only 1,400 acres of land, sandwiched between two runways on our north and our south, an environmentally sensitive area along with our Port Everglades, one of the top 3 cruise ports in all the world, and over on our western side, somewhat hemmed in by an interstate, I-95. We don't intend on stopping at 32.5 million. In fact, this year, halfway through the year, we're on pace right now to hit 36 million passengers this year, which would be another huge increase. Our business community is standing firmly behind us. They know the value of a great airport, both locally as well as internationally. And when you put that recipe together, both with key stakeholders, airlines, concessions, the business community, the political community, really at that point in time, the sky's the limit. This is not the final piece for Fort Lauderdale, what you see right now, or even what you may see in just a couple of years. There are major programs that are going on. So while Terminal 1 and our work with Southwest is starting to reach completion now, we are hard at work with Delta to do a complete renovation of Terminal 2. There's a $220 million program that is now underway, not only to completely renovate Terminal 2, but also to provide post-security connectors between T1 and T2 and T2 and T3. We definitely see the growth for Fort Lauderdale in the international arena, and we're working hard to make sure we deliver on a promise to our passengers that you will have a phenomenal guest experience here at FLL. But again, I think that we're going to take the success that we have right now and take it to all new levels as we continue to expand and grow this airport.